Good morning, friends. Welcome back to another video. Last week, I took you guys for a bit of a journey with me throughout the entire week, and I had so much fun that I'm going to go ahead and do it again. I have quite the busy week. This was my birthday weekend, so I did pay to play. And so today is honestly better than I thought that it would be, but I was up bright and early this morning. I'm heading up to Denver for my boss is in town, and we are going to do like a lunch and learn for a pediatric diagnostic clinical center. And I'm also going to call my neuroimmunologist to see if there are any cancellations, because I cannot get in with her until September, and I'd like to get things moving in that direction, especially since I recently fired one of my specialists that was kind of taking the lead on the lumbar puncture and all of the neurological things. So that's what we're up to today. I thought, since I'm going to be in Denver, it's a 2-hour drive for me, so I might as well see if I can squeeze in an appointment as well. And then I have to do the same thing tomorrow. I have to go up to Denver for a similar event. So let's go ahead and get this week started. All right, friends, shall we just call it like we see it? I think you guys know me well enough by now to know that that was straight up adrenaline version of me. I have hyperadrenergic POTS, as you guys know, and so instead of my body circulating my blood back to my brain and heart like it's supposed to, instead it just shoots a lot of jolts of adrenaline straight to my heart. So that can make it feel like false energy. So I certainly had a fantastic morning, but as the day progressed, I had to spend probably about 10 minutes in the sun. And when I tell you, I got back in my car and felt like I was absolutely melting and would not be able to make the drive home, I'm not exaggerating. So I just grabbed a salad to go. I was going to take myself out for a little bit of a lunch, but I basically ran on fumes until I crashed into my couch. This is me the next morning, and I was about to embark on day 2 of making the trek up to Denver and hosting another luncheon. And I honestly had no idea how I was going to make it through the day. And because energy was non existent, I did not pick up the camera another time that day. I did not shower. My husband ended up bringing home food. And so the next morning, I decided to go ahead and indulge in a full on rest day. So, as you guys know, I like to set up the guest bedroom. It just gives me a change of scenery and kind of just romanticizes it a little bit. We kind of have this room set up like a hotel because we did have some guests over recently. So I have a little snack basket in there. There's a little mini fridge with some club sodas. And so I just cozied on up to have a nice, relaxing day. This is a version of my current hyperfixation meals. I am a person who definitely likes to keep things easy. I cannot make decisions very easily, especially when I have a lot of brain fog. So I eat some version of the same meal every single day until I get sick of it, and then I find a new hyperfixation meal. So right now it's a version of a little mini slider sandwich. This one was ham and cheese and like a charcuterie board sort of situation. So this one is some leftover chicken, avocados, tomatoes, some chips, cheese, and some hummus. Fantastic. I've also really been struggling with dinners. I have like too much food in my fridge, but not the right ingredients. And because I've been feeling so terrible lately, I just haven't had a lot of like good go to recipes. And I don't know if this is just a me thing, but I have a million ideas on food constantly. But when I'm in a flare, or honestly, just like the last several weeks, I've really struggled with having the energy and knowing what to make for dinner. So, what I do when this happens is I will either kind of think about genres, so Mexican, Italian, am I feeling something more Asian related? And once I can kind of narrow down what I'm craving a little bit, then I'll take a look at the ingredients in my fridge and put something together. But before I share with you what I actually put together, the other thing that I will do is I will just look at the ingredients that I have in my fridge, and if there's any one thing that sounds good. So, if I'm like, I definitely am craving potatoes, then I'll use that as my base, and then I'll kind of just build the meal based upon that. And those meals tend to be a lot more simple. So I'll just do like a chicken breast with a sauce and a veggie and a potato. Whereas tonight, because I was able to go the genre route and I knew I wanted something Mexican, I knew we had leftover chicken in the fridge from last night, and I knew that we had basically all the accoutrements to make nachos. I always keep cilantro and green onions and some type of lettuce on hand. So this is always always a very easy option for me to execute. So tonight I went ahead and did chicken nachos. So you're just seeing me cut up some green onion, some cilantro, and then some lettuce. And this is my mise en place part of my dinner preparation. So for those of you who are new here, what I will do is I'll cook dinner in two different phases. So phase one is just getting all of my ingredients put together. I'll get my plates that I'm going to serve dinner out on. I'll get all of my pots and pans set up, all the silverware that I need, and then I will go take another rest period before I pop back to putting the dinner together. And I'll usually do that last piece like right before my husband's getting home. So it allows me to get some rest in, get my blood circulation back moving so that I'm not overexerting myself in one go. The beautiful thing about nachos or about Mexican food in general in my house is I will just put in whatever ingredients we have. So I found some black olives down in our cabinet. I am a lover of black olives and I know not everybody is. So use what you like here. And because I was draining off or like kind of drying off the lettuce on this paper towel, I ended up just using this to cover the entire plate so that I could put the entire plate into the refrigerator and so that it can stay cold until I'm ready to go ahead and put the meal together. I've been doing this double round of meal prep, so my mise en place, and then second step is putting things together for probably about 6 months now, and it has truly been life-changing for me, especially because this is such a low energy part of my day. I went ahead and cut up the chicken and then I just threw, this was like half a pack of Southwest taco seasoning. And then you guys know I love bitchin' sauce. So I went ahead and added that in there as like sort of my water, like that's how you would cook it on the stove. And then I just popped this right back in the fridge, threw everything onto a sheet pan, broiled that bad boy up, maybe a couple seconds too long. And there you have it. Happy Friday, sweet friends. We made it all the way through the week. And this is your reminder that if the week starts out in a way that makes you feel like you're going to get a ton accomplished, and then later in the day, your symptoms pivot, or later in the week, your symptoms pivot, just try to go with the flow. And we do the best that we can with what we've got. And tomorrow's a new day. If you are trying to push yourself and your body is really struggling with that, lean into it. Trust your body. Your body knows what you need. And if you lean into that rest quicker, the quicker you're going to get better versus pushing through. Thank you for spending this very erratic week with me. The only things that you missed were me being on the couch, unshowered, horizontal, with lots of blankets on. I watched hours and hours of Summer House again this week. Again, that's a secret between me and you. We're not sharing that out with anyone. It's embarrassing. I'm already on season 8. So there that is. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope that you have an amazing weekend. And I can't wait to see you on Monday.